Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
And I'm Will.
And today we are coming to y'all with some fun stuff. We are coming to y'all with, of course, Dino Fury. But we're going to also talk about what just recently happened, which was Hasbro Pulse Fan... Was it? Oh, shit. What was it called, Lord Jesus? I can't even remember what the thing was called, Lord. Right? Fan Fest. Yes, there we go. Good job, the ghetto. But yes, we will be talking about that.
I mean, to be fair, they were too wordy, okay? Like, there was too much to remember.
Listen, I'm like, why? This thing is too long. Just call it Hasbro PulseCon and call it a day.
Right?
I mean, this whole Fan Fest, fool it, like,
right?
skip to my Lou. Like, this is too much. Like, way too much. Like, so I'm just like, okay, girl.
Don't they really have short attention span these days? Especially since we've been at home doing jack all. Like, geez.
I'm serious. Terrible memory. I'm like, this is too much, y'all. Do better. But anywho, we won't be talking about that in Power Rangers Dino Fury episode 7. But before we go ahead and get on to that, I just want to remind everybody, please, if you already haven't, please subscribe to us on YouTube.
Apple Podcasts.
Spotify, SoundCloud.
Podcasts.
Google Podcasts. We are all over the place. We are all over the place.
Like, comment, share, all of the things.
All of the things.
Follow us on TikTok.
Yes. We are also on TikTok as well. So please follow us and make sure that when you do follow us on Apple Podcasts, make sure you click 5 stars. If you want to give us anything lower than that, don't. Do not do that, but we would appreciate it if you give us 5 stars, because that will also help us as well. That'll help us get located and also boost us up so that, you can always, find us and other people will find us and they can enjoy the goodness that is Tribunal of the Grid. Now, okay, that will help us so much. Now, onward to, this Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest? Okay, yes.
Or Fan Fest. We're still struggling, you can see.
We are still struggling. And I also struggled to get through it as well. First of all, this piece of Fan Fest foolery, first of all, so they had us smack dab in the middle because you had to get through Fortnite. Then they had us get through Transformers. Then here comes Power Rangers. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. With Transformers, they had a cute little Optimus Prime, and that thing could move on its own. I was like, it can transform and it talk? Now, Hasbro, y'all showing out. I'm like, okay, Hasbro, we see you. But when they gave us the Power Rangers, though, when we got the Power Rangers, I was like, well, I mean, it was cute. We had fun. But I mean, it wasn't no Transformers. But I mean, it was cute. So first of all, they opened up with letting us know about Dino Thunder coming to YouTube on the official Power Rangers channel. And of course they were just like, well, we can't just have Dino Fury and Dino Charge without giving us another Dino. So they're giving us Dino Thunder. So at the time of the little piece of whatever, the little piece of Fan Fest, they released episodes 1 and 2. So it is up for everyone's viewing pleasure. I'm pretty sure there's more episodes up by now. But yes, they had episodes 1 and 2 already up and queued for everyone to view. So that was the first thing that they spoke about. The next thing that they started talking about was the toys. Now, they thought they was slick because they were like, so just to let y'all know, we only have the virtual renderings up right now. We don't have the actual pictures of toys currently. So we're just gonna give y'all the little renderings. Now, of course, we all know that that's bull because literally on the Hasbro site, they had the pictures of the actual toys sitting up. So they just didn't want to catch that smoke just in case people were like, girl, these don't look nothing like them. They wanted to catch that smoke. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and talk about these toys because, girl, are they given or are they not given? First, we're going to start off with Rocky. Is it given or is it not given?
This actually looks like Steve compared to the Zeo one.
I agree, but why he's so white?
Right?
Like this looks like a whole white dude. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, Steve was very white passing back in the day, but he still had a tan.
I thought he was white when I was little. The last name didn't. I didn't even know what his last name was when I was little.
DeSantos?
Yeah, I didn't. And it's crazy. And keep in mind, I was only 6 when Zeo happened. I didn't even realize like the correlation of him going to Mexico until I was older.
Even I figured that out. Like, dag, man. Did you not know Mexico was a place? Like,
I knew Mexico was a place, yes. I think I looked at the races of the Rangers that they replaced, and I thought that they just switched things around. So I didn't realize that he was Mexican until way later.
Lord. Oh my goodness. But I mean, it's as a face, the face itself, it's given. I like it. The face itself. I was like, okay. And the hair looks a little too blondish for me. I was like, now Rocky's hair was not this light. It was not this light. And I'm like, was it the picture that you were looking at? That you guys were looking at and was like, oh, it looks a little bit lighter here or whatever. I don't know. But his hair is not that light. So immediately to me, if I had to just look at it and someone were to ask me, who do you think this is? Immediately, I would say Blaze. I'm not even going to lie to you. I would say Blaze. Wow. I would say Blaze because Rocky looks like a white guy. Yeah, Rocky looks like a straight white guy. I was like, oh, okay. But if you look at the picture that they chose and put them side by side, then you would be like, oh yeah, that is Rocky. You know what I'm saying? But immediately I would look at it and say Blaze. What do you think, Lena? Like, what do you think? Is it given? Like, is Rocky given? Is he not given? What you think?
I don't think it looks like him at all.
Really?
Yeah, me. I don't like when I seen it, I was kind of like, oh, that's Rocky? Okay. I mean, that's just me, right? I wasn't really a big...
I mean, that's fair.
I think the other thing is too, it's like, why are we doing Rocky? Like, I feel like we keep circling back to the same just character that's already been released. I just feel like we should give other characters some opportunity to be released before we circle back. I get that he's got obviously a few different suits, but at the same time, it's not fair as they're the only set of Rangers that has more than one suit. No one else has more than one suit. So many other Rangers we can release. So many.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that argument 100%. But the one thing that they did say in the actual fan fest was that their reasoning for releasing them was because they didn't want to leave Cat lonely, and also but also too, each Ranger has a Zeo crystal. They wanted to release all the Zeo crystals all at once. So like, Cat has the pink Zeo crystal, Rocky has the red Zeo crystal, Adam has the green, Billy has the blue, and Aisha has the yellow. Not exactly how it was in the show, but hey, I mean, they just wanted to put each crystal with, each color. So yeah, that's really why they did it. And they didn't release Tommy, obviously, because Tommy there's not a 6th Zeo crystal, but we all know Tommy is coming sometime. So sooner or later, Tommy is going to come. Like, we're going to get a white.
But that's really the reasoning? That is almost BS.
I mean, I agree with you. I agree. I do not disagree with you. I don't like the reasoning either. I mean, I personally am like, could we get Tanya? Like, because I mean, Tanya technically did carry the crystal.
How do you feel about Aisha?
We're getting there. We're getting there. I wanted to save her for last. I'm saving her for last.
Okay.
But you know, I just wanted to start off very nice and slow, give a nice little slow stroke. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh my god, I can't.
and then speed it up on y'all. But next, I was gonna go to Mr. Adam. You know what I'm saying?
He looks like him. That's my view. He looks like him, not because he looks like him. Okay, compared to the green Zeo, he looks just like him.
Wait, what? They use the same head.
I was gonna say I thought they used the same head. They used the same head sculpt.
Did they really? Because this one looks different. Maybe I need my eyes checked, but I swear this one looks different.
It's the same head sculpt, the same hair.
Really?
I was expecting them to give him maybe some new hair, but they use exact same head. And to be fair, he looked exactly the same at the end of season 3 and at the beginning of Zeo. So
this is true. This is true. I mean, I like Adam. I mean, I always liked the Adam head sculpt. So I mean, I thought Adam was, chef's kiss. I was like, love it.
Right? I was like, ooh, I like him.
I love it. I was like, okay, Adam, we see you, boo. We see you. Now here is where I was like, ooh, child. Can we talk about Billy?
Oh my god. He's okay. At least he doesn't look like the Golden Girls anymore.
Giving very Sophia.
Yeah, he just looks constipated. Like he needs to get a suit.
I feel like I recognize the picture that they used as a reference. I feel like I've seen like a promo shot where he had the series face on before. It looks so familiar.
Doesn't this one make him look a lot more like a lot older? Like I feel like if you were to darken his hair, he would look just like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Really? You can't tell me if you were to darken his hair, he wouldn't like Doctor Strange. I mean, his face looks old.
Well, to be fair, Billy did look old in season 3.
I mean, yes, but still. But I'm like, damn. Like, I mean, maybe they could have chosen a better sculpt. Like, I'm just, God. Like, his face, I feel like. And also, if you look at the bottom lip, it looks like he has 2 big buck teeth. Like, it just. I'm just like I just feel like they should have chosen a better picture. If they would have given us a better picture, I just maybe it's one of those ones that you just got to see in person. I think that's what it is.
I'm thinking that, or when they give us more shots of, usually they'll release more shots of the figures.
Right. Because I'm just like, this right here, I was like, God damn, Billy look crazy. Like, y'all, I must have stared at this shit like a good damn, like, I stared at Billy for like a good, like, 30 minutes. Just like, what is, Billy, you are not giving. You aren't giving, honey. You look terrible. Oh my gosh. I wonder what David Yost feels about this. I wonder what he said. Because I'm just like, honey, I know Steve Cardenas was loving it. Like, he loved his. Like, he was just like, oh my gosh, are y'all picking up Rocky? I love Rocky. I love Rocky this time around. Because I'm sorry, Rocky before it looked like he owned a bodega in New York. I'm just saying. He looked like he owned a whole bodega in the Bronx. Rocky looked Dominican. Let's go ahead and get into Miss Aisha, Granny. I want to ask y'all first, is she giving or is she not giving? What y'all think?
No.
She doesn't look exactly like Karen.
Exactly. She looks nothing like Karen.
I can see what they're going for.
Well, stop lying. You cannot see what they're going for. They look nothing like Aisha.
I love how long her braids are. They gave her a really long braids.
Yeah.
Listen, That is listen, like that is the only accurate thing that is on her Ranger. It is the only most accurate thing. However, I will say this. I will give them this. They tried. They really did try.
No,
And
they
like
did not.
honestly,
No.
no. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I feel like they actually were trying to give us something. I feel like because the thing is, this to be truthfully honest, we've seen how bad these scopes can go. I mean, look at Ethan and Sid. I mean, Ethan looked like Lil Bill, and Sid looked like a whole 40-year-old woman. So, I mean, them two were not given like at all. However, at least with Aisha, they tried. Like, I feel like they were. Are we going to get it perfect? Probably not. But we can try. We can at least try to get the hair right and try to get somewhere in the ballpark of where at least if you were to go, who is this? You would more than likely say Aisha. And that's what I think they were at least trying to do. So I can commend them on that. I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm actually okay. Now, like I said, if we were going on accuracy, hell no. But if I were to say, like, to be truthfully honest, if you look at any Aisha, resemblance doll or toy, whether it was the linebacker flip head or the interchangeable clothes doll or whatever, none of them look accurate. Like, none of them look like her. This one is actually the closest one. Like, it is literally the closest one. So I have to give Hasbro credit. I'm like, you know what? I feel y'all on this one. I feel y'all. I'll take it. I'll take it. I mean, listen, I'm buying two. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm buying two. One to open and one to keep. One to keep in the box. This is the most accurate we're gonna get. And I don't foresee them releasing another Aisha doll, another Aisha toy no time soon. So so I'm getting two. Shoot.
It's something that I noticed for accuracy's sake. They have the Rangers with the original weapons. And if you look at the show in that time period, they didn't have those weapons anymore, but they still gave them to them in this for some reason. I guess just to have extra pieces in there with them, but it's like it's not accurate.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, also too, in season 3, when they had the metallic armor, they really didn't use any weapons in season 3.
Exactly. They didn't have any at all. Yeah.
I guess they wanted to give them something just to have, because I mean, if they were to just give them if they were to be, completely show accurate, then I mean, them toys would just basically have them and probably some lightning effects. Just to keep it 100. Like, they'll probably just have some toys and some lightning effects. Like, that would just be it. I'm kind of liking the fact that they did add the weapons in there, because at least it gives you a little something extra. So I mean, I appreciate it, because I mean, it could be worse.
I still don't get why they don't have the closed. Like, they could do 2 versions of the Blade Blaster, one closed and one as the gun.
Yeah, like that is something that
still haven't fixed that.
They haven't, and I don't think they intend to be honest.
Yeah, clearly.
I don't think they intend to. They're just like, honey, we're just gonna give y'all what we're gonna give y'all and call it a day. What I would like, though, I mean, yeah, they would never do this, but I would love for them to actually give them like some actual bodies, like some human form bodies, and then just kind of like give them the like some iconic outfits. Like, for example, like throw in like that little the movie outfit for Aisha, the yellow shorts and the white crop top. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be cute. You know what I'm saying? Have that on one side and then the Ranger suit body on the other. That would be given. But of course, that first of all, that toy would be expensive as shit. And that toy would be expensive. And also, like, they probably mess up on that too. So I mean, it's not worth it. One can dream. And then they also came up and they were like, you know what? We just can't just leave y'all with just Mighty Morphin, honey. We can't just do that. We have to do some other stuff. We have to do some other extra stuff too, honey. And what did they give us? Will, tell me, what else? What other toy was a part of this?
The Red Sentry.
The Red Sentry. Now, here's my thing. When I saw that thing pop up, you want to know what the first thing that popped up in my mind? Now, if y'all ran out of ideas, just say that. Like,
oh wow! Real quick, how crazy is it that they gave this the accurate painting for a Red Ranger helmet? Well, Rocky's too, but this one you could swap out and use for. Oh wait, it doesn't have the mouth.
It doesn't have the mouth.
Okay.
So we still don't have an accurate one. But I mean, if you want to go unworthy, I mean, this will be perfect.
Right.
Yeah, Rocky, the Red Ranger helmet, yeah, it's a no. I mean, it is the most accurate, but it just doesn't have the lips.
I'm just over this whole
if people
toy releasing situation. They haven't given us anything for us to be wow about.
If people want to have Draken in his army, now they have another piece of it. So good for the people that really want this. I'm not really enthused about it, but there's other people that maybe.
It's just, to me, one of those things where it's like, I mean, if you are into the whole like collecting like the comic stuff, then it is perfect for you. Like, it would definitely be given for you. For anyone who wants show stuff, like, it's almost kind of like it's pointless for anybody collecting show stuff. It's like, some people would love it. I'm pretty sure most people would be like, it's a chop. I mean, I'm one of those people. I'm people. It just didn't wow me. And the way that the toy people, when they were talking about it, they were acting all like, "Oh my God, the Red Sentry, Red Sentry, Red Sentry." I'm just like, "Girl, shut up." It's like, this toy is not doing the things. It's just not. It's not doing the things. So, I mean, like I said, if you like it, I love it, but I really don't. I'm lying to you. So then they got finished talking about the Red Sentry. And then they moved on to Power Rangers Legacy Wars, where they talked about, where they gave us a little update and was like, oh, we're also going to talk about we're going to talk about Tommy, and we're going to add Tommy. And, and this Tommy that they're adding is going to be the White Ninja Ranger. Now, I'm so sick of this. Like, listen, Lena, how you were talking about how they just giving us stuff that they ain't going to wow us with. That's how I feel about Tommy. That is how I feel about Tommy. I'm so sick of every single freaking time is always, well, Tommy's gonna be in this, Tommy's gonna be in that. Oh, we're getting another Tommy. Oh, Tommy. I'm just like, if y'all don't get out of my face, I'm so sick of it.
You know what? I'm at the point where they should just change the title from Power Rangers to the Tommy Show.
I mean, you would think they would have been done that. It should have been Tommy and Power Rangers Zeo, Tommy and Power Rangers Turbo, Tommy and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I mean, that's how they should have done it, to be truthfully honest with you, because it's just like, every time you turn around, it's Tommy. And it's like, I get it. Y'all trying to make money. I understand. I get it. But also, too, can y'all please also recognize that you're trying to sell toys. Y'all are trying to sell toys. You're trying to, appeal to everybody, and you're trying to, sell merchandise, and you're trying to sell your stuff and all this stuff. I get it. I really do. However, on the same token, can y'all please also recognize that there is a whole huge part of the fandom that is like, can you please give us something else other than Tommy? You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a whole group, there's a huge, large group of us that are like, can you please give us something other than Tommy? I promise you'll get the same effect. You'll get the same effect, we promise. Because I'm sorry, when Trini was released, Trini was sold out immediately. Trini was sold out. So trust me, if you get other characters that people like, guess what? It'll sell. But notice what I said, keyword, other characters. Like, y'all have to be mindful that there are other characters that are popular in the fandom that people will buy. But if you just constantly shoving Tommy down our throats, oh my God, like it's ridiculous is what it is. It's really sad that they just really are banking the whole franchise on just one character. And it's just like, come on, y'all. Like, granted, yes, I get it, but good grief, y'all. Good grief. And then they made him OP as fuck. I mean, have y'all seen the little demo of Tommy? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I have never, like, he is the only character in this game that is that OP so far. Like, the rest of them haven't even been this crazy. I mean, this mug, like, I was looking at his gameplay and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm not playing this. I'm not playing it. So, no, I was done with it time I saw it. But if anybody else wants to play it, now Tommy is on there. The White Ninja Ranger is there if you want to play it. So there's that. But then they got to the biggest news of it all, girl. They got to the biggest news. So, of course, the Dino Fury cast came waltzing in a pre-recorded video and was like, they were like, sorry we couldn't make it, doing the whole thing of, we're filming Dino Fury right now and blah, blah, blah. And, we couldn't make the con, but, we have a special surprise for you type situation. And obviously, here comes Jordan Fight.
The new
Gold Ranger.
Well, I mean, I think for us, we kind of expected it. So it wasn't as exciting as it should have been.
We've known about this for what, 6 months?
Right.
So
that's what I mean. Like, we expected it. So it wasn't as exciting as it should have been, where had they not predict that he was going to be the Ranger or a Ranger period, that would have been more of a surprise. But because we already knew about it, it wasn't as, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Granted, though, he is the first Black Gold Ranger. So that's kind of cool.
Well, shoot, Black Six Ranger period.
Yeah, so that's really, really kind of cool.
And this is the first time we've had 2 Black people be Rangers on the same team.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he like from the same? Isn't his character from the same place as Zento?
Yes.
Oh my God! And that makes our theory of what is the planet? Ravcon. It makes our theory of that being a planet totally of people of color maybe a little bit more feasible. Which, oh my goodness, I'm ready to see some assholes get mad.
Oh my God.
Not in the comment? Oh my God.
Brennan, these comments are crazy.
Brennan was literally telling some people off.
And they should have been.
Listen.
We have to deal with, oh my God, all these white characters.
God forbid we have so many, right? God forbid we have so many colored people. Like, oh my God.
Oh my God, get out of here.
Like, yeah.
Listen, like the amount of white tears I saw on Twitter, I was like, yes, keep crying. I love it. It feeds me. But no, seriously, like y'all, and I was being serious that time too. But no, like seriously, like it's utterly ridiculous just how ridiculous fans were being. I know I just said ridiculous twice, but it's crazy.
Ridiculous.
It is very ridiculous. I mean, it's the best way that I can describe it because of the simple fact that it's just like, how how absurd are y'all all being? Like, it's ridiculous how crazy you guys are. It doesn't even make sense. Like, first of all, can we all just? And I know we keep talking about it and we keep making reference, but it just baffles me that people still just haven't figured out what kind of show they're watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm speechless. I'm legit speechless at this point. Like, normally I would have like a little quip, a little joke to throw in there, but this time, like, I'm literally speechless. Like, it's just to the point where y'all really just don't know what show you're watching. Like, I could see if it were a situation where we was like Superman, where the character was always white. They would always be white, and if you change the character's ethnicity, you're changing the entire character because the character is deeply rooted in whiteness. Same thing with Batman. If you change Batman Bruce Wayne to a black person, you are changing everything about them. You might as well create a brand new character. That makes sense. Power Rangers are on rotation every single year. There is no set color or a set race to a Power Rangers cast. Mm-hmm. And thank God, because I'm sorry, if I see another team that has predominantly white people, I am going to freaking scream. Like, like we've seen that all throughout like the Neo Saban era. We've seen it. Like, hell, Mighty Morphin started out 3 white people, 2 people of color. And then when Tommy came, 4 white people, 2 people of color. Like, we started out with that. Of course, season 3 kind of evened up the score, but it's just like, come on, y'all. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, the show has always tried to be as culturally diverse as possible. And y'all still scream that, oh my God, there's too many people of color. Where's the white person? Go to any other season. Literally any other season, and I promise you'll see a white person there. Let people sit at the table. For Christ's sakes, let other people sit at the goddamn table. It doesn't make sense at this point. Like, it just doesn't. And that stupid comment that we saw that Will showed me on Twitter, talking about, well, the Super Sentai, everybody looks the same. Are you freaking kidding me? It's because the show is created in Japan, you dumbass.
That fucking, oh my God.
You dumbass. Ooh. The show is created in Japan. Of course everybody's going to be Asian. You idiot.
Really?
Like, this show, yes, there's some idiot was trying to defend his argument as to why there should be a white person on the team. And I'm just like,
what?
You idiot. Like, what?
What?
Yeah.
What?
People aren't fucking smart. They're
like,
just
you do know that Japan is literally like
dominantly Asian
people. You do know that, right? Like, you can't be that stupid. Like, there's no way. Like, there's no way he could have made that comment and was serious. Like, there's no way.
No, he was obviously serious because he was brave enough to put it online.
And that's what scares me. That's what freaking scares me, is the fact that he was serious. That's why I'm saying he can't be serious, because I'm like, there's no way in hell you could be you can be serious with a comment like that. There's no way. Like, he has to have been facetious. He had to have been, because I'm like, there's no way you can make a dumbass comment like that and be serious. The show is created in Japan. Like, everyone is Asian. This is not the same argument. You are literally trying to compare apples to potatoes. They're not the same. And not even close.
And not even just that. Why is it so important to have another white person in the cast? You already have Amelia.
Wow, this is the first time we've only had one white person as a wow.
Right.
And people don't know how to deal with it. People are losing their minds.
But you know, not even just how it's like, why is race such a big thing? Like, why is race such a big thing in general for a show? Meanwhile, you get what? Like, movies that get recast from a whole ASS Asian, like Dragon Ball Z, to a white man. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
And that movie was fucking terrible.
it was
But I
terrible.
digress.
And you don't see people going, "Oh my god, I can't believe he was white." I mean, I'm sure there was, but it wasn't as big as it is like, where like I can't believe that we don't have more enough white people. Like, why is that even a thing?
I'll tell you why. Because you have a bunch of white people who obviously just always are used to getting their way. And the thing is, and this is something that a friend of mine said on a Facebook status, actually a couple months ago, that really stuck with me. Basically, he said something on the lines of, white people, of course, won't notice how impactful seeing multiple races on like a TV show or something like that. They can't process that because of the simple fact that they are always used to seeing themselves.
Exactly. Yes.
They are always used to seeing themselves and seeing a whole bunch of them. Because if you look at any cast, there's always a shit ton of white people and like maybe one or two tokens in there. Always. And now that's changing. And that's triggering a lot of white people. It's triggering them because now it's like, oh, they're trying to be all ethnically diverse and they're trying to be SWJ.
Right. It's so stupid. It's like,
SJW.
Well, why can't we have the spotlight too? You guys get the spotlight all the freaking time.
You get everything.
You get everything.
Like, so step aside. Let us people of color get some attention, get some spotlight. Like,
but that's the thing.
Aside,
that's the thing.
Need it.
That's the thing. They don't know true diversity. It's this whole idea of we're for true diversity. We're for diversity until diversity hits, and then it's like, no, I'm not here for diversity. If I have to be lowered, if my presence has to be lowered, that's not true diversity to me. That is what they're saying. It's like, okay, well, keep as many of us there, but also just add a couple of more people of color. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what I feel like they see true diversity as.
Stupid.
Add more people of color, but keep just as many white people there. But don't take away white people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I kind of feel like they think true diversity is. Because like that whole argument, I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? And also too, let's not forget, Saban was also in that same boat. Lest we forget. Because do we want to talk about Sunday Love back during Megaforce? Because the rumor was they sure did tell Sunday, oh, we already got another black person on the team. So yeah. They sure did tell her, no, we can't have another black person on here. And granted, as much as I love John Mark, he gives very much ethnically ambiguous. I'm sorry. He does. He gives very ethnically ambiguous, and he has to tell you that he's black. So, I mean, and the thing is also too, Power Rangers knew what they were doing because of the simple fact that they were trying to keep a pattern. Because if you look at the previous season, they casted literally the same exact way that they did for Samurai. And they wanted to keep that same look for Megaforce. So it was literally a very lazy casting. It was very lazy. They was like, we have a template. We're not going to pick, somebody who is like a darker skinned person as our black. We're not going to pick that. We're not going to pick more Asians than normal, or more, Latinos than normal, or whatever. Like we're going to keep a template, and they have to look literally the same. Like they have to have literally the same look and everything.
Like even Christina, like Master, she, like, depending on how they dress her up, she doesn't entirely look Asian, nor does she entirely look white. It's weird.
Right.
It's right. Weird. I don't like that. Like, either if you go with an Asian, go with an Asian. If you're gonna go with like a black person, you know what? Go with a black person. If you go with someone Latino, go with someone Latino. But I hate when they make it seem like possibly this race, possibly not that race. Mm-hmm. What are they?
Right.
I feel like they do that purposefully. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they do. I feel like they cast purposely so that they can have a more wider range to select them and make them to be whatever they feel like the character should be. in the show. Because honestly, if you think about it, freaking William Shewfelt is not purely Latino. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a mixed bag of a lot of stuff, but he's not really, Latino, but he looks like it. So they're just like, let's just go ahead and make him a Latino. So I mean, there's plenty of people that they just cast as whatever, and just make them whatever. I mean, shoot, if you're going to talk about Christina, Emma, her last name is Goodall. I mean, literally, her last name is Goodall. It's not even an Asian last name. So, it's just one of those situations where it's just like the casting is just like, oh, well, we're just trying to make it as blanket as possible, which, I mean, in a way, it excludes them from not talking about race, but, at least saying, oh, we're diverse, which to me is a cop-out. But, whatever.
That's interesting. The team template for race, they've been doing that for a while, actually, because I'm thinking back to
Lost Galaxy and
Lightspeed.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
and
they
wasn't
did that for them too.
Even as far as the racial templates for teams, it actually goes back further, because I can remember back to Lost Galaxy and Lightspeed. They did the Black Green Ranger, the Asian Blue Ranger, white guys the Red Ranger, white blonde as Pink, and a brunette as the Yellow. I remember being confused with Kelsey, because I thought that obviously Kelsey's actress is biracial, but on the show they made it seem like she was just a white girl. So the way that they cast.
What is Kelsey mixed with? Or like Sasha William, what is she mixed with?
I always thought that she was biracial because of her hair. And like her skin.
I think she is biracial. I just don't know if what, but I think she is biracial.
Oh, okay.
Because when I first saw her, I thought that she was like a light-skinned Black girl. Mm-hmm. And then I heard her speak, and I saw what her and even her name Sasha. I always thought that she was a light-skinned Black girl when I was a kid, and then they showed us her grandmother, who was a white woman, and I was, oh, so is she white? And then obviously getting older, I know that biracial people exist, so that's what I always thought that she was.
You know what's funny? This is so random, but it totally just dawned on me when I googled her name, like her main name, like Sasha William. Dead ass, she's literally the name of a character from The Walking Dead who is Black, Sasha Williams. When I dead ass Google her name, it pulled her up, the fictional character.
Well, the character's more current.
Right? But I thought it was, no, but also Sasha changed her last name.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because she got married, right? So she changed her last name to Sasha Grant. Craig. Sasha Craig, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, the casting is kind of weird, and it always has been, but it's just like, it's just getting to the point where it's just like, okay, girl, they need to do better with casting in general. But I do feel like this season of Dino Fury, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, Dino Fury, Jesus. I do need to feel like, girl, like, I swear, these dinos.
When I did the live tweeting for Dino Charge, for Dino Fury this past week, I just realized. Yeah, I realized I just hashtag Dino Charge.
It's not our fault. They need to change these names up. Like, they have way too many dinos going on. Dino Charge, Dino Fury, Dino Thunder. Like, I don't even know what else they're gonna have.
Too much.
It's too much. Way too much.
It is. It's a lot. It is a lot, child. They were doing a good job with casting, and I just kind of feel like Dino Fury is. I like the fact that we maybe getting the full planet of nothing but black people. A, B, Dino Fury is kind of looking like something. So I was like, okay, it's cute. We had fun, and I actually mean that. And I like it. Like I like what it's given. I really do. Now let's be honest here now. Speaking of Dino Fury, y'all, let's go ahead and jump into episode 7. Because
Yes.
First of all, before we even dive into this episode like that, I just want to talk about one thing, and then we can go forward. We can just talk or whatever. We can just talk. But honey, so this little piece of part where Javi was in the park and he was playing.
Yep.
First of all, when he opened up his little guitar and started playing, I don't care what nobody says. It sounded like he was playing the opening to Beyonce's Party.
Really?
And I was, yes, listen to the opening of Beyonce's We Like the Party song. And I promise you that is exactly what it was given. And I was like, wait a minute, now these are the same chords. Now, if y'all wanna go ahead and put Beyonce, if y'all want to go ahead and give Beyonce her coin, and you know what I'm saying, go ahead and do that. But stop playing with me. I was like, wait a minute now. And also, Jane, when she got there and started rapping, I don't care what nobody says. Jane was giving me very Coming to America. My name is Peaches, and I'm the best. All the DJs want to feel my breast. I'm like, wait a minute, Jane. What are you doing? Like, I'm like, girl, Jane, no. Like, I was crying, laughing. I was like, y'all are not going to do this to me. Y'all are not going to kill me today. You're not going to. So that I enjoyed. But carry on. Whatever moments that y'all want to talk about, we can talk about. But I just had to get that out because that was hilarious to me.
Okay, so before we get started, I want to ask, overall, how do we feel about episode 7?
It wasn't a chop like episode 6, but I mean, it was there. It was aggressively there, I thought. I mean, I guess we might as well just go ahead and get into it, because I can't really say what I want to say without really getting into it.
Okay.
Unless y'all all want to give y'all own personal feelings.
I mean, I agree with you. I definitely liked it a little bit better than episode 6. It was an interesting episode. I personally I thought much more was gonna happen, but then it didn't. So I was slightly disappointed. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, now what am I supposed to expect? But that's my overall thoughts on that. Will?
I like that Javi had a character-focused episode, because he's been kind of lacking the last few episodes.
I mean, mind you, he's only been on like
there.
2 episodes so far, no?
Well, he's been, and he's been in the background for both of them, right?
Yeah, I mean,
even his debut.
Much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do feel like all the characters are gonna get a character focused. That's what it seems like. That's what they're heading towards. At least that's what it seems like. And it's kind of cool that they're actually doing that, because it's been a really long time since we kind of got the whole, you get a turn, you get a turn, you get a turn. Now back.
Yeah, and that's not something that usually happens.
Yeah.
Often.
So I'm kind of excited to see that. And then the only person but I'm surprised that Javi and Izzy both got focus episodes before Ollie even did. Ollie has yet to have a focus episode.
This is true. This is true.
That's a good point. He's such a I feel like he's such a dominant character, though, that his presence is always felt.
Exactly.
But he does need to have some sort of a focus episode. And I really miss his mom. I really expected to see her more often.
Right? Like
they really Yeah, they really spoiled us with the way that they had the Dino. Oh my God, not Dino. The Beast Morphers parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
And I
did.
guess
Yeah.
they're trying to kind of change that up.
Yeah, so that's like the only thing I'll have to say. But that's like I just thought Ollie would have gotten a focus episode way before Izzy or Javi. Not that I don't appreciate them getting focus episodes, right? It's just like I just didn't feel like it was necessary right then and there before Ollie, given the fact that they literally just got introduced.
Right.
You know?
I understood what they were trying to do. I get it. I really do. I understood what they were trying to do with the dad and, with Javi's relationship with his father and all this. I get it. I really do. I really get what they're trying to do. And I appreciate it because, this is something that Power Rangers should have been doing a long time ago. However, so we're long overdue with that. Just how they did it really bugs me. It does. It bugs me because let's take this step by step, shall we? So when Javi was in the park doing his thing or whatever, you got dad coming up in here being, Robo Park Cop, talking about you're disturbing the birds and blah, 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 blah. First of all, F them birds. They probably were enjoying the music too. So what's the problem? There is no problem. Like you tripping is the problem.
Not even just that, they're at a park where there's a bunch of other people that are talking, having laughters, having fun,
exactly,
doing whatever, and like everyone else in the park except for the father was enjoying the concert. Okay, like don't be deflecting your anger and your problem onto the damn ass birds. Just say,
girl, you literally said exactly what the problem is. You said exactly what the problem is. He is deflecting whatever issues that he has with Javi onto everything else. And he tried to make it about some doggone birds. Sir, if you got a problem with your son, just say that.
Right?
Like, I mean, if you got a problem with him, say that. Like, stop trying to make everything seem like, it's this, is that. No, if you have a problem with your son, you need to go ahead and confront that problem.
And it seems like to me that Izzy is his favorite.
Oh, it is. It is. It is very clear that Izzy is definitely his favorite. And I feel like it's because Izzy is exactly what he wants. He wants a child that is all about sex. He wants a child that he can be like, something tells me that Park Cop he used to probably be like really athletic in his day. And he probably was an All-American or whatever. And something happened to him and he couldn't succeed in his dream.
Oh my God.
So he wants a child. He wants his child to do exactly that. So he can live through his child.
One of those. I hate those kind of parents. I
hate those kind of parents.
I hate those kind of parents. Like those kind of parents literally need to take a step back and realize that the children that you produce is their own people. They are their own people. Person. That's their own, whatever. If they choose to find the same similarities, the same interests, you know what? Great. You guys can share that together. You guys can have a common interest. But let your children be your child, whatever that might be.
Exactly. I'm just like, stop playing and just go ahead and say the real reason why you're always so mad with Javi, because it's obvious that you're upset with him because he's not giving what you want him to give, because you have already predisposed expectation about exactly what you want your child to be. You already had it set in your mind. This is what I want Javi to be, and he disappointed you when he came out talking about I want to do music instead.
Yeah.
Did he ever actually said that though? I don't think he ever did.
It's obvious. It's obvious that's what he wants. Yeah. I mean, because every time you turn around, he's, and even Izzy said it. Even Izzy was like, "Yeah, Dad doesn't really like Javi playing his instrument. That's why he always leaves and go to other places to play."
Now, Izzy always be exposing her brother, okay? Like, Izzy be all up in here, be like, he has tummy problems. He's this, he's that. I'm like, Izzy, girl.
I mean, he did it to her. Well, I mean, he didn't expose her, but like apparently the Garcias, they got some major stomach issues. Like y'all need to chill with whatever y'all eating. Damn. It's just like oh my gosh, like this man just has so many issues with this boy. And first of all, and not only that, can we talk about the fact that this man took this boy's keytar? This is the part that literally made me drop my damn phone and like in disbelief. First of all, Javi has to be at least 18 years old, which means technically by law, Javi is a grown ass man. I don't care if he's staying with you. Because he seemed like he's older. I don't think Javi is a teenager because he got a job at Buzz Blast. So he has to be a little bit older. He has to be like at least 19, 20, something like that. That's what I'm picturing, right? There is no way in hell that I'm going to let my mom or dad take something that I paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way in hell. I promise you that will be the last day that my mom or dad will see the light of day because I'm fighting. I'm fighting. I don't care if I spent money on something on my own stuff and you took it away from me, something that I bought. Ain't no way. Sorry, Mona, George. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but y'all gonna magically disappear because it's not happening. I'm sorry. Like this boy spent $900,
probably,
and his dad took it away. Like he just bought some $20 jeans from somebody's Forever 21. Like, no. I'm sorry. Hell no. I was like, no. I was literally baffled. Like I was straight baffled. I was like, there's no effing way. There's no effing way. There is no way.
I mean, he also didn't fight it either. And I feel like at the same time, Javi did or should have stood up a little bit more towards his father and kind of be more firm of what he wanted and what he wants in life, you know? Because right now, let's be honest, he's also acting like a child. Like in a sense that like he's reacting like a child. Not that I'm saying he is a child, but he's reacting like one. You know, he's taking orders from his father. He's sort of like obeying him, you know? So because I feel like he's doing all those things, it sort of allows his father to have that kind of hold over him. I think if Javi had, you know, kind of stood up a little bit more and was like, you know what? No, Dad, I pay for this with the money that I earned from Buzz Blast. And this is how I wish to spend my money. Is on this key chart. And if his father was like, okay, well, cool, then you better start paying rent. That's a different story. I don't know.
Like, well, here's the thing: we don't know if he's ever stood up to him before. Maybe he has and hasn't done anything. Clearly, I mean,
it doesn't seem like it.
And we also don't know how long. We have certain details on their relationship, and this was the first time that we actually got to see it come into play with how he feels about him being a musician. He mentioned that you weren't just playing another instrument and you gave that up, and I don't know, like he's pretty even though he's an adult, he's still pretty young, so I don't know how many years he's been having to deal with his father putting down what he loves and what effect it's had on him and what effect it's, you know, maybe fighting it. Maybe he has fought it before, but it's obviously in vain because this man is still not supporting him and is still making him feel bad about what he wants to do. So it could be a situation where he's like, he just gave up the way that he did because he's tired.
I don't necessarily believe it's any of that. What I feel like, I'm gonna be completely honest. What I feel like it is oh gosh, I forget what it's called, but basically it's like that syndrome, battered wife syndrome. It's basically battered wife syndrome, where it's just basically if you're being told something over and over and over and over and over and over and over, it then starts to deplete your self-worth. And it starts to make you feel less and less and less and less confident about, about wanting to actually do something because of the fact that you're constantly being told, whatever you're doing is wrong. It sounds like battered wife syndrome. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, where you're being told something over and over and over and over and over in a very abusive fashion that is just like, okay, well, you're doing this, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this, you're not that. And you start to soak that up. So then it then turns into a situation where like you're left basically being deflated and you have no self-confidence about your about presenting whatever it is. And I feel like that's what it is. It's literally the situation of Javi probably from a child was told, I don't want you playing music, because it does seem like that's the type of father that he is. Javi is like, all right, I guess I'll do it in secret, where, it's now creating tension between the two. And now since Javi's dad feels like, since you're still living in my house or whatever, I can still have, control over you, and I can still do whatever I want to you because you're my child and you're still living under my roof. And a lot of parents do toxic stuff like that, where it's just like, oh, well, I don't care how old you're going to get. You always going to be my child, and I can always do whatever to you because you're my child. First of all, no, I am a grown adult. I buy my own stuff. So even though I'm still your child, you're still going to respect me because I respect you. So you should start respecting me back. And like right now, I just don't feel like this man has no respect for his son whatsoever. That's honestly what I feel is the tea with Javi. It's literally that this man has such a disdain for Javi for whatever reason. He has such a hatred towards his son. And you see it in like a couple of minutes later when Izzy gets hurt in battle. Javi is telling him like, the Black Ranger saved us, but, we got away just in time. And he's like, well, you should have done a better job at protecting Isabella. And, you allowed her to get hurt and you came out just fine. Excuse me? Are you freaking serious? Well, you're not hurt. What?
Right? When he said that, I was like, are you effing serious right now? Like, you're not even appreciating the fact that your son tried to help your daughter. No, not at all. You're not hurt. You're fine. Like, why did you mess up? I felt so bad for Javi when that happened. I could feel like that disappointment in him. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of emotional today when I was watching it. I started crying for him. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, it wasn't. Like, don't get me wrong. I get it. It's not like that deep.
He was a freaking jerk.
He was.
Like, I can't.
Speaking of like which, going forward a little bit, I really like how when Izzy was hurt, they didn't try to call on her to help. Like, they kind of let her do her thing and let her rest. Unlike that episode Mighty Morphin where Kimberly was sick, but they ended up calling her anyway.
It was the last. It was like the last resort because there weren't any other Rangers on Earth.
That's true, but still, I'm just saying, what are the chances that it gets written that way, that all the Rangers are gone and we need your help because you're the sick one? Like, so I did kind of like that because it's not very often that we see like a Ranger be that seriously hurt to the point where they actually have to sit out, for a fight. So that was kind of cool. The only thing I didn't understand was the whole like arm sling at the end.
Her arm was hurt.
Wait, was it her arm? I thought it was her whole body that got like striked.
No, it was her arm.
Oh.
It was her arm. Something that I noticed that I was like, oh, this is interesting. Let's travel back to episode 3. Remember when Zato got hit? Zato was able to get up immediately, despite getting slashed across the entire chest and face. Izzy got hit, and she was out the entire fight. And she still had a sling on after they were done. So that shows their physiologies are completely different, despite the fact that Zato looks human.
Right. No. Oh, sure. Right. And for all we know, he could have super fast healing that we haven't really talked about.
Exactly.
That's possible.
you know.
Exactly.
I'm surprised by how serious that they took this injury. Like, usually you see Rangers get hurt and they get back up. They're like, yeah, let's go for this. I'm not gonna, stop till the end. Where Izzy, I love how she was so hurt that she couldn't even speak up. She couldn't even say anything. She just had to be carried to the car, and that was it.
Right.
I wonder what happened when he got in the car and drove away. What else his father has said?
Probably some more toxic ass shit. Like, I'm just, like when I tell you part RoboCop got on my nerves this episode, I was like, you are a special kind of evil. Like, I'm like, yo, like you are evil to tell your son, basically saying, I wish it was you, not her.
Oh,
really? You hate your son that much? My guy. My guy. I hope there is a scene where Javi just cusses him out. Like, I mean, of course, there's not going to be that. But it would be so gratifying to just see Javi just like lay in the park cop's ass. Just lay into his ass one episode. But you know what they're going to do. They're going to do a situation where he's going to perform, and then Park Dad is going to be like, oh, I didn't know you were this talented. You know what? I apologize. You really are a good singer. You really are a good performer. I apologize.
I don't think so, because he heard him play, and he was just like, why are you wasting your time for? Like, he knows he can play. He's
making all those people happy.
Like, I know we know he's seen it. So I don't think it's so much that he doesn't know his son is talented. I think that he feels like his son is wasting his talent and his time on stuff that, quote unquote, is not going to make you money.
Regardless, I just feel like it's going to be a cheap way of settling it, and not really so much of just like they're just going to throw it away and not really do nothing with it. And that's what really kind of makes me upset, is that, like, if you're going to give us this kind of violence, it should be concluded with just as much energy. You know what I'm saying? Because Park Dad is really coming at Javi's throat. And I'm like, yo, like, dead ass, if we're going to have this kind of energy, it needs to be met with the same energy. You know what I'm saying? You cannot conclude this kind of situation with just oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you were. No. It need to have that same energy. This is Power Rangers. This is Power Rangers, and this is what they're gonna do. Yeah, it was just really disgusting how he was just like, how he treated him and stuff. It was just like, basically you just said, oh, I wish it was you, not her. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, no, I was done.
Cool. Not cool at all.
Yeah, I was done. But other than that, like, I like the idea of kind of the music thing being the thing that woke up the Zord. I thought that was pretty dope.
I thought that was so cute. And I thought, like, in a way, it was sort of like it brought him confidence, because like, who would have thought, or especially him, right? That the one thing that his father despised the most is the one thing that's gonna help him save the world. Literally.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
that's really cool.
And it's the thing that his dad tries to make him feel bad about, and try to make him hide his talent. And it's the thing that is his best quality, and it helped him. I love that it was so unique to him, and having him and helping him find his Zord. I really like that for him.
Yeah. I love how when they were in the lab, and he was like, are you sure my music is the thing? And so what's her name, Solon, she was like, don't question it, just start playing.
Yeah, I really like her.
She's just so straight up. I love it.
I like Solon's voice. Like, I'm really digging it. I'm really digging Solon's voice.
It's something about so motherly, so authoritative, like, but in a weird, like, funny way. Like, not like a funny haha, but like a funny, like, you just still can't picture it this coming out of like a dinosaur. that's been like millions of years. Does that make any sense?
No, it makes perfect sense,
Yeah.
and I love it. Yeah, I just like I really like that. I thought that was really cool. Just like I also like that we got the siblings morph or whatever. Even though I'm not gonna lie to you, her lines leading up to the morph, I was like, okay, y'all could have shortened this. Like, y'all ain't had to have this girl go on a whole dissertation about stretching. I was like, okay, girl, we get it.
When she said that, the first thing I pictured was Zombieland when Jesse Heisenberg's character was like, limber up. First rule of surviving the zombie apocalypse is to stay limber.
Oh my gosh. It does kind of remind you of that, actually.
I can't picture this.
Something that I liked, they continue to show how awkward Zato is. They did that a couple of times in this episode. The salty line,
yes,
where
that was cute.
Where who's not Hunter, Amelia. She said she was wondering why
Javi.
Oh my god, Javi was salty.
Yeah.
And then he was like salty, like those potato chips.
I was like, yes, boy. That's what I was thinking too. I want some potato chips. You and I are vibing.
No, I love the part that at the end where everybody was dapping up each other at
yes,
and he just puts his hand on Javi's fist, and Javi's like, what?
Yeah, I was wondering how many people caught that because I caught that and I was like, Dad, that's hilarious. And Javi's just like, okay.
Like, okay. That was so cute. I loved it. I freaking loved it.
And I love how like they didn't try to actually bring attention to it by physically saying something, which was like another thing I like about the show is that like they don't make it obvious, kind of like Ninja Steel, where they're like, I'm about to slap you. Slap. I'm about to jump off this wall. Jump. You know, like they don't tell you that they're gonna do it, or they don't make it obvious that this is what's happening. So I just love how subtle that was. And if you didn't pay attention, you missed it completely. And I love that. It was just
right.
Like, okay, thanks. Why did you do that? Okay, cool. Whatever. Let's move on. And then,
I loved it.
The other thing though, I did not understand when they gave the keytar and they're like, yeah, we're all pitched in. I was like, wait, how did Zato have money?
Good point.
How does he even know what money is?
That is a very good point.
Right? And at this point, where is he living? I want to know because realistically, where is he surviving? He doesn't have a job at Buzz Blast. And it seems like right now, everyone needs to have a job at Buzz Blast. Wow. Tongue twister much. And Zato's the only one that doesn't have a job. Obviously, Ollie's living with his mom, so he's fine. Amelia, she seems like a grown-ass adult anyways with her little job, you know? And obviously Javier is living with Izzy and his father, who also has a job. So my question is like, where the heck is Zato staying? Because that base that they're living in or they're at doesn't look like a comfortable living space.
Well, he probably is. He probably does live there. He probably lives in that or sleeps in that little pod thing that he was in.
Yeah, that's right.
So
but still
probably made that into a little bed, you know.
What does he do with money and food?
Probably made that into a cute little twin size bed, you know what I'm saying?
Twin, man,
real cute.
A whole full size bed. A full/double, not a twin.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? Like as a whole, I think this episode, the more we talk about it and stuff, I feel a little bit different about it now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do kind of feel a little bit different.
How did you come into the actually let's rewind. Let's review a little bit. When you came to the episode, what was your like thoughts overall? Like, I know we talked about it briefly, but like there was some stuff that you said you couldn't say without spoiling it.
No, that's what I mean. Like, with the whole Park Dad versus Javi. That's what I wanted to get into immediately because I was just like, that was like the biggest takeaway for me.
Yeah.
On that part was just like, this can't be like, I mean, yes, I'm like, okay, I love the drama because y'all already know, okay, y'all listeners out there, y'all know I'm all for the drama. So I'm sitting here like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. And remember, even on the show, I even said, like, I feel like those two are going to be like the people that's going to be, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be the most drama. So I was like, yes, I'm here for this. But I didn't know that they were going to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that it was going to go.
It got real deep.
It got crazy. Like, the foul stuff that Park Dad was saying to him, I'm just like, this can't be real. Like, you talking to your son like that? Like, really?
I think the only thing I can really say about this, that I appreciate how relatable this is. Not that we're urging, you know, obviously, like, toxic relationships between parents and children, or even with each other, right? But like, so effing relatable,
right?
So, but yeah,
no, it's very relatable, and that's the one thing I appreciated about this episode. The more we talk about it, that's one thing I really did appreciate. I appreciated the fact that they really went there, because I'm pretty sure, you know, we all to some degree can relate to that in a sense, you know what I'm saying? And
I wholeheartedly agree. I think that's why I started crying, because I felt for him. I really did, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like, just watching that, I was just like, like, man, I wanted to hug Javi.
Right? I seriously wanted to do the same thing. I wanted to hug him.
It makes you wonder what else his father has said to him, or how else he's made him feel over the years. Which that's actually kind of disturbing to think about.
And I think the other thing is too, I'm very curious about is how are the siblings handling it together? Because obviously whatever is happening at home has brought them even closer together, you know, than before, right? And we don't, and the other thing is we don't know at what age did Izzy come into his life, right? But usually, you know, when there's a major change like that in your life, you're not really accepting of that, you know, like you kind of don't want that, you know, like, who are you? You're not my sister, or, you know, my brother, or whatever it might be. And now I'm forced to live with a whole, you know, like a whole other person, well, two other person actually, you know. So it's just sort of interesting. I'm very curious as to how they, I guess, come to that relationship and come to that understanding and come to support each other the way they do. Not that, you know, I'm saying, like, I really do like the relationship, and I love how supportive they are of each other. But it makes me wonder, like, how they got there. You know, what did it take for them to get where they are?
That's a good point, Lena. I really do want to know exactly, like, how that worked, because I mean, it could easily be a situation where sometimes Javi may feel jealous of the fact that, you know, his dad appreciates him more than he appreciates her, which is, you know, she's his step sister. So it's like, you appreciate my stepsister more than you appreciate your own child. Like, you know, there has to be some kind of jealousy there.
Right.
In a sense, you know?
Oh, for sure. Right. And that's why I'm curious too, because, like, again, we don't know how old they were, or how old she was, or how old he was when they came to, you know, to start sharing one roof, kind of a situation, right?
Right.
And it really does make you wonder too. And I'm surprised that, like, the other thing is too, why he's not resenting her.
Right.
I'm not saying he has to. Don't get me wrong, listeners. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he has to. It really makes me wonder how, like, and that's why I'm curious as to what was it that took them to be like, you know what, we need to stick up for each other, kind of a thing, you know, like, we need to be with, like, defending each other. So it really makes me wonder how they got there, because you're absolutely right. Like, jealousy is really ugly, and especially when it's in your own family and you have no choice over. You see it every day, you face it every day, and you're constantly being compared to it every single day.
Right.
Like, you know, where do you go from there, you know?
Right. That's the part that gets me. And that's what I'm kind of like trying to figure out is like, what is their relationship like? Like, like did he just, accept her immediately and they just kind of grew up together? And, because I kind of feel like that's probably kind of what happened in a sense. Like they were probably really young when they first met. So it just kind of like, just going by their relationship, it just kind of seems like they grew up together in a sense where it was like she came in very young, and while he was really young too.
Yeah.
And they just kind of grew up together like that because they don't really seem to have too much of a hatred towards each other, or not hatred, but too much of like a tiff towards each other.
Yeah.
But it does kind of seem like Javi is very protective of her.
Very.
And that is something that is like, okay, that kind of gives me the idea that maybe they have been, together for a while.
Yeah.
But also too, at the same time, it also, to me, because I guess because of the length of time that they've been together, it's definitely probably a situation where they're like, oh, you kind of got your way into the family, and is now like now dad likes you more because you came. I guess when you grew up, you became exactly what he wanted he wanted me to be. So because I'm not what he wanted, that's now creating like kind of like a thing between us. But when I say us, I mean Javi and his dad. And then Izzy is kind of like, Izzy is what part dad wishes Javi was. So it's like this weird relationship where it's like Javi is totally okay with Izzy because it's like he doesn't have an issue with Izzy, but he wants his dad to appreciate him. But dad isn't like Mayor Dad from Beast Morphers. Whereas Mayor Dad, you can tell he still loved Devon, because I'm not gonna say Devin. It's never gonna be Devin. But he still loves Devon. Yeah. But he's disappointed in him. Whereas it's like part dad just straight up hates Hockey.
Right? Right?
That's what it's given. That's what it's given.
100%, and that's the vibe I'm getting too. Like, not once does he ever like, I'm proud of you. I'm so glad you were there to protect her. Like none of that stuff. It's almost like, again, like great for Izzy, where she was able to find her family that loved, accept all of her and accept her as his own, and that's great. Right. And I wonder what she thinks of this too. Like, how does she feel that this man who's accepted her wholeheartedly is treating her brother?
Right. Who's his own child?
Who's his own child? And I'm not really curious as to where the mom is, because
that's exactly what I was about to ask.
I would like to see how this all came to be. Where's the mom, guys? Give us the mom, Hasbro. Give us the mom.
Facts.
What if she's dead? Oh my God. And then I just thought, oh my God, what if it was, I don't know, maybe a situation that involved Javi and maybe he blames him. That'd be awful. Yeah, do you think they would go that far? I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know if they would go this far.
I mean, they gone pretty deep so far, so I wouldn't see why. It would explain a lot too, actually. But not that I'm saying it's that should be the reason, but it would explain a lot.
I hope that's not it, because that would suck. Like if all of a sudden, like the reason why he's blaming his son and is so hard on his son is because like he feels like Javi ran her off or probably potentially killed her. Like what? What kind of Lifetime show are we watching?
This is no longer Power Rangers, guys.
Okay.
Welcome to Lifetime, movie network.
Oh my God. Let's just go ahead and rate this. So what are we giving this episode?
I came in with this episode looking at 3.5.
I'm going to give it a 4. I really like that they established Javi's character, and we got some insight on his relationship with his father, and also continue to see the bond that he has with his sister. We saw like how we didn't mention this, but how standoffish he is when it comes to showing his emotions or letting people in to let them know what's going on with him. And then by the end of the episode, the Rangers let him know, like, you're our friend. So if there's anything you ever need, we're here for you. And then he thanked them and told them that he's going to try to let them in. So I really appreciated all of the Javi story that we got.
Right.
So that's why I'm giving it that.
But then it makes me wonder, like, is his sister his only friend then? Because it doesn't seem like he had a lot of friends. Like, no, I'm not trying to say
That could be. No, I'm that just made me think like, wow, that could be the case.
Because like based on what you're saying, and I remember thinking this too. I remember when he was saying all this, I remember thinking, why is he acting like he can't trust anybody else other than his sister? And obviously with his sister, there's got to be a limit too, you know, like to how much he's willing to share, knowing fully well that that's her father too.
I am going to rate this a 4. I literally came in. Yeah, I literally came in on this episode. Honestly, when I was watching, even honestly, when I first watched the preview, when the whole sports situation with, you know, the sports being put into Boom Tower's body and all this stuff, I was just like,
Boom Tower.
I was like, this episode's gonna be dry. It's like, all right, whatever.
It did look dry. It really did.
It did. It looked really dry. And I was like, all right, girl. It's been cute. We had fun. But then like I started watching it and I was like, okay. But then I got really, really, really annoyed and just like, I started feeling some type of way with the whole Javi situation. And it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way in a sense.
Right.
And after I got through talking it out with you all, because at first originally if I were to go to it by myself, I would probably give it either a 2 or a 3 at first. But after talking it out with y'all, I was like, you know what, it doesn't deserve that, because they are trying to set up something. Now granted, like I said, the setup, what you all are doing is great. Like this setup is bomb. Please do not give us some crappy, you know, little like, you know, kumbaya. This is how we're gonna sum this up. Like, don't do this. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That is what I don't want. You know.
I mean, I hope not. It seems like they're really setting up each character in such a way that I feel like they can't really try to fail us now. Like, I hope not, you know. I'm giving this a little bit more of what's the word for it? I'm giving it a bit more, whatever the word I'm looking for is. But I think I've been pretty impressed. And I think this is the first season in a really long time that I can truly enjoy and not feel like I'm watching a kid's show.
Yes. I can totally agree with that. I can totally agree. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 4. So, you know, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, especially after talking it through with you all. I'm like,
glad.
Yeah, I enjoyed this stuff. I actually enjoyed it because, like I said, this whole thing with Javi, like that's what rubbed me the wrong way. Because I was like, ooh, this is a bit much. This is a bit much. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You said that because listeners, starting next week, we're gonna be talking about more father and son situation. Stay tuned next week to find out what we're talking about. But this is only the beginning of this topic. Only the beginning.
And yeah. But with that being said, my name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
And I'm Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.